The woman couldn't wear the bracelet her husband gave her because her arms were too thick. She had no choice but to go to the jewelry store, hoping to exchange it for a larger size. However, the staff told her the bracelet was a store giveaway. All the giveaways were one standard size, and there was no way to exchange it. After hearing this, her mind went blank in shock. She never expected the bracelet meant to celebrate their 3rd anniversary was merely a giveaway. She held the bracelet in her hand, recalling her husband's sweet words from before. She suddenly realized her husband might have already betrayed her. With a broken heart, she dragged her heavy steps home, only to overhear her husband on the phone. He said he planned to bring his sister to the tycoon's banquet, but the tycoon had specifically requested that he bring his wife instead. However, the husband thought his wife was too overweight and feared she would embarrass him in public. Little did he know, the banquet was actually held in honor of his wife. It turned out that the wife was actually a daughter figure to the tycoon. After her foster father passed away, he had entrusted the woman and the company to her husband's care. But after gaining control of the family assets, the husband began to despise the woman and lied to her, saying her presence would damage the company's image, pushing her further and further away. The woman gripped the bracelet tightly in her hand and confronted her husband directly. If it was truly for the sake of the company's image, why would he give her a cheap giveaway as a gift? Faced with her questioning, the husband remained unfazed. He pretended to be angry and knocked the bracelet to the ground, claiming it was casually picked by his assistant and that he had no idea about it. He even blamed her for being overweight and for not having a suitable dress to wear, saying everything he did was for the company's benefit. After speaking, he left with his sister without looking back, leaving the woman alone to face her doubts and pain. At that moment, her best friend suddenly showed up at her home and even brought her a beautiful dress. The woman forced to smile, but she accidentally noticed her best friend wearing the same bracelet as hers. Her heart sank instantly. Unable to hold back, she asked where the bracelet came from. Her best friend lied and said it was a gift from her boyfriend, adding that she would introduce them soon. The naive woman, despite her suspicions, chose to believe her. After all, they had grown up together as best friends. But what she didn't know was, while she treated others as family, they only saw her as a cash machine. Not only did her best friend have an affair with her husband, but the two had conspired to betray her together. Meanwhile, the tycoon anxiously awaited her arrival at the banquet. Though they shared no blood relation, his love for her far surpassed that of siblings. When the woman and her best friend finally arrived at the banquet, her best friend urged her to change into the dress quickly. The woman suspected nothing, but when she entered the fitting room, she discovered the dress had been deliberately torn. At that moment, she finally understood. All of this was orchestrated, from the bracelet to the dress, even to the banquet itself. The purpose was to humiliate her in public. What hurt her even more was realizing her best friend was her husband's mistress. When she went to confront her best friend, she saw her and her husband flirting intimately nearby. The two made no effort to hide their disdain, even urging her to file for divorce quickly. Her best friend mocked her, saying if it weren't for her company, she would never have befriended her in the first place. Her husband also revealed that he had already transferred all the assets and now could openly be with her best friend. He said he could no longer tolerate her overweight body. The woman finally reached her breaking point and decided to use her weight to crush him to death.